It's the beginning of the series, which means it's draft time. Let's begin Tag Team Turmoil. Hello everybody, my name is Bragster and welcome to Tag Team Turmoil, where it is draft time. It's the beginning of the series, it's draft and week one of the entire GM mode. We will be doing 15 weeks of this. I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to be picking Sonya Deville. Now yes, she doesn't have the best power up in the world, but out of all of them, she's the most infamous for being in a tag team, obviously, with Mandy Rose. So I'm going to go with Sonya Deville, keeping the tag team theme going. We're going to go with Sonya Deville, who does boost the morale of the entire roster whenever she likes. So we'll do that. And we'll also be going to SmackDown, just because I think SmackDown were more known for their tag teams than Raw, especially since the original brand split, like the modern brand split. SmackDown had the better tag teams, you know, the New Day and the Usos having their infamous run on there, and the Usos having their run now. So I think we've got to go with SmackDown. So I already know who we're going to be facing. It is Adam Pearce and Raw on hard difficulty for 15 weeks. It's one of the toughest combinations we could possibly get. But we've got to push the boundaries, right? We've really got to go for this. Why not make it as difficult as possible? It's only going to make the series all the more interesting. And obviously, we're going to go with the default draft pool, as all the DLC are in there anyway. Not like it matters, but they're in there anyway. So let's begin the draft. Right, just to clarify, if only one of a tag team does appear, I can pick that one person. So let's say, I don't know, for Los Lothros, if Humberto Carrillo turns up, I can pick Humberto Carrillo without Angel Garza. Little simple things like that. We all know the draft rules by now. Let's get into it. SmackDown versus Raw. The classic combination. Who are we going to pick first draft pick? We can't pick Big E because it's Kofi and Xavier Woods, not Big E. So, we can't pick any of these. We can't pick any of these. Technically, do we include DIY? I did consider including DIY. But actually, that's a good point. We can kind of see who we've got. So we haven't got anyone at the moment. Shayna Baszler is in there. We can get Shayna Baszler in. Obviously, we could possibly get the Mysterios, but Dominic Mysterio isn't available because I haven't done all of the showcase, so I haven't included him. Kofi Kingston's here. So we've got Kofi, we've got Shayna. We've got Riddle, we've got Xavier Woods. This is decent, to be fair. This is actually decent. We've got Randy Orton as well, which is huge. Who else have we possibly got here? Naomi, we got Naomi. That's brilliant as well. There's some good picks here. There's some really good picks here. Not many, though. Not many at all. Eric and Ivar, the Viking Raiders we've got, which is brilliant. Who else have we got? Oh, we got Otis. We can pick Otis. We can pick Chad Gable. We've got a lot of male superstars. Not necessarily on the female side, unfortunately. Could you include Tamina and Dana Brooke? I mean, we might have to bend the rules a little bit just so we get more women on the roster. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay are here. Natalia's here. We don't need to break the rules. Why would I even consider breaking the rules? So we've got Billie Kay, we've got Peyton Royce, we've got Natalia as options. Only Lorcan and Danny Burch, I think, should be included. So we got Joaquin Wilde in there as well, because it would be Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza, who I think I did see at some point. So without further ado, we're missing all these big names. Sasha Banks is there. I didn't realise Sasha Banks was there. We might have to pick up Sasha Banks, you know, because Sasha Banks would be the most popular person we could possibly get, really. Like I'm more considering maybe I will go with Sasha. So let's go with Sasha Banks. Who are they going to pick up? Brock Lesnar. That makes sense. That's fine. That's absolutely fine. So then I'm thinking, obviously you got Shayna Baszler in there, who I'd like to pick up as well. But maybe just to guarantee that we've got a male and a female, strong male and a strong female, let's go for Kofi Kingston. See, they're going to do stuff like that. They nick people like Damian Priest, and I don't want to see that happen. So now we're going to pick Shayna Baszler, a face and a heel. They don't match up well. That could be a problem during this series. They don't match up very well, but they are both very good. So let's get Shayna Baszler in. Go ahead. Get the people that I want you to get. This is the most nerve-wracking part. Riddle's really good to get, you know. Riddle's really, really good to get. So, let's get in Riddle, shall we? Yeah, let's get in Riddle. Who are they going for? John Cena. Of course they're going for John Cena. There's not many heels here. Oh, Randy Orton's a heel for some reason. We might be able to turn Riddle maybe the other way around. So, because I want them to tag in their tag teams as much as possible. And we do need a heel male superstar. So let's get in Randy Orton. Roderick Strong. I'm happy with you getting Roderick Strong. Do not worry about that. So who else? Maybe it's Xavier Woods, just so I have their tag teams. So I want to keep the tag teams as much as possible. I think I've gone a bit further down than where Xavier Woods was. Yeah, so here's Xavier Woods. I want to keep the tag teams together. So let's get Xavier Woods. Especially if I've got the option to get the tag teams. Rhea Ripley's been picked. Right, there we go. So what we need now is it's Sasha Banks and Naomi and Shayna Baszler and Natalya. So Natalya is there as a specialist. That could be very useful. So we're going to go with Natalya. We're going to go with Natalya because she's useful. Lacey Evans has been picked up. Oh, I did worry when they went a bit further down the list. So where is... We all know who we're looking for. Where is she? Naomi. In she comes. Right, we've got the tag teams there. We've got a couple of tag teams. So we've got 8 rounds in, and we've got 4 tag teams. So I'm now thinking we've got a face and a heel one as well. So I've just kind of got to look at who I've got. We've got a lot of budget because we're going to end up quite cheap. Now, I would really like Chad Gable and Otis. I'm not going to lie. Let's get Otis in. Otis is really useful because he matches up with quite a few of them as well. Austin Theory has been picked up. That's fine by me. And then we're going to go with Chad Gable, who's absolutely perfect. Now, in the future of this series, obviously, I am going off of the list that I've got. If you do want certain tag teams included, like DIY, that you maybe think are omitted wrongly, maybe you think that actually they're infamous enough as a tag team that, yes, they're not together right now, but they deserve, like, to be drafted. Obviously Johnny Gargano isn't even in the company. Little things like that I might be swayed, but obviously that is your choice in the comments to put your case forward. Otherwise I'm just going to go off on my list, especially for this video, for this starting off video. I don't want to make any decisions that, you know, I didn't make initially. Now, looking at this, I think we're running out of people towards the top. Actually, we've got Ivar and Eric of the Viking Raiders. So we haven't got many female tag teams, though. I mean, it's fine, unless they pick up the Iconics. But it should be fine, because that should be... Oh, do you know what? I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go with Ivar and Eric. Let's do that. Ivar and Eric. Oh... Pete Dunne's been picked now. Right, we're going to now go with Eric of the Viking Raiders, who does match up with a few people. Indy Hartwell has been picked. That's nice to see. And then on the female side, Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. We've decided that we're going to go with these two. So let's go with Peyton Royce and Billie Kay. Omos being picked. And then Billie Kay. Does that leave us with very little money, though? It does kind of, but at the start, we're okay with that. That's 14 picks. That's perfect for me. Absolutely perfect. Wasn't expecting to get that many on the first one. I was worried I'd only get about 8. So, let's end the draft there. We do miss out on a couple of people like Joaquin Wild that we could have got. And Raul Mendoza are people that we could have got. On the female side... I think we got the majority of who we can get. I think we got all of them, didn't we? Did we get all of them? No, we're missing one tag team. But that's not bad at all. That is really not bad at all. I'm really happy with that. So there we go. This is the poster, boys and girls. Is Randy, Shayna, Xavier Woods, Sasha Banks, Kofi Kingston, Natalya, Riddle, and Naomi. I quite like the fact that all of their tag teams is there. I really do like that. And then they've immediately gone as well, but they've got the likes of the Brock Lesnar's, the John Cena's, the Rhea Ripley's, the Becky Lynch's. They've got the bigger names, but we've got the tag teams. And it's going to be close. I think it's going to be closer than we expect it to be, but they're going to run away with it at the start, but it's whether we can do it long term. 4 weeks until WrestleMania Backlash. Hey Deville, I just wanted to let you know that I plan on keeping Raw at the top. That's fine by me. Do not care. Wonderful. What's Triple H saying? Tonight is the debut show. I have high hopes. I was born for this. Sonya Deville was born for this. Let's get into it. Now, we're picking our champions, right? Now, first of all, who do I want to be the champion initially? Now, bear in mind, they're all very similar popularities, so it doesn't really matter. I'm trying to think of maybe a bruiser and a fighter going together. Got a couple of specialists. Maybe putting it on the specialist is a good idea. Maybe just putting it on Randy Orton just to begin it all is the right move. Because you've got fighters, you've got bruisers, you've got a couple of specialists he can fight. You know, you could have a feud of them versus the Alpha Academy could have been on there. But, oh, I really don't know, actually. I really don't know. Do you know what? I think the safe option is to pull it on a specialist immediately. And do you know what? I want to see what Chad Gable can do with the title. That I'm making that big decision. And here, I think for me, I've got to go with Naomi. I've got to go with Naomi and Chad Gable. We're going to go for people's hearts here. Let's do it. Let's confirm these selections. Have at least one Hell in a Cell match this week, apparently, is what they want us to do. I'm fine with that. Have we got any people that we can sign? So obviously we've got people that we can sign that we couldn't before. And the other thing as well, we can't get any of the jobbers because they're not in tag teams. And then legends, obviously there might be some that were in tag teams, like Bret Hart was in a tag team, so we can get him. It's little things like that, Shawn Michaels, people like that, but obviously we're not going to do that for a very long time. So let's book the show, shall we? Right, so here is the show that I have booked. Obviously, the logistics usually I'll go through, but I can't do that today as there are literally no logistics to go through. But here's the card. It is Naomi versus Natalya for the Women's Championship. It's quite difficult because Naomi matches up with no one apart from Natalya, and Natalya's only matching up because of a specialist. So we put the title on the line. We might be able to switch it over to Natalya. We don't really know. Sort of promo for Peyton Royce. Then we've got Randy Orton versus Eric in the mid card. Then a role change for Riddle to turn him heel. Then we've got Sasha Banks versus Billie Kay. They do not match up at all. That's going to be an awful match. Then followed by an advertising promo by Shayna Baszler. And in the main event, it is Alpha Academy versus the New Day. Hell in a Cell. Yeah, so basically I wanted a tag team match on the card, but obviously that would usually be Riddle with Randy Orton maybe, or one of the women on the card. But the problem is basically we wanted the women's title match, and I wanted the heel turn. So it ended up being that this was the only tag team one I could do. So we're running with it, and I do think it'll be the best match on the card as well. I do think it being the main event makes absolute sense. I was tempted to put the tag team titles on the line, but I don't want all my titles on the same people. So I'm going to try and do that because I'm going to put these in rivalries with each other separately, if you get what I mean. So I'm going to do it Xavier Woods versus Otis and Chad Gable versus Kofi Kingston as singles feuds as well, alongside everything. So it should work really well. But let's confirm the booking and let's see how the show does. My commissioner goal, by the way, was to have a Hell in a Cell match, and that just makes the main event better. So we're going to simulate all of the matches, unless you ask for different in the comments in the future, but we will simulate all the matches. It just runs better. So let's simulate the Naomi versus Natalya match. Who's going to win the title Natalya wins the title. That's almost perfect for me. It's a 3-star match. It doesn't start a rivalry as well. That's almost perfect for me. I'm not going to lie, because it means I can juggle that title wherever I want it. Naomi was the poor choice, I'm not going to lie, to put the title on. But it's been changed. Peyton Royce with a nice, good promo. Her popularity should go up. Randy Orton versus Eric. They match up pretty well, so it should, I would say, about 2.5. Eric with the upset there. It's 1.5. How bad was that match? But Eric picking up the victory against Randy Orton. What a shock. And the role change for Riddle. Maybe Randy Orton lost and then Riddle attacked Eric. That's how we're going to do it in the Viking Raiders. It was a good promo. Well done, Riddle. Sasha Banks versus Billie Kay. I don't even want to look. This should be a 0.5 star. Sasha Banks wins. How is that the same as the other mid-card match, but the other mid-card match they match up and this one they don't? Not a clue. It started a rivalry, but we're going to wipe that rivalry, I'm thinking. Shayna Baszler with an advertising promo was good, but she lost popularity. I was hoping she wouldn't, but she did. And then the main event, the Hell in a Cell, Alpha Academy versus the New Day. Who's going to win? Who's going to pick up the victory? The New Day pick up the victory in a 3.5 star match. That's exactly what we like to see. That is a very well put together card, if I do not say so myself. They, however, what is their card? They've gone for John Cena versus Roderick Strong to begin with. John Cena obviously wins in a 2-star match, so not the best of openers. We've got Rhea Ripley calling out Indy Hartwell. Austin Theory versus Damian Priest. I mean, it doesn't even have to do that great to beat the opener, I'm not going to lie. 1.5 star, but it does start a rivalry. Indy Hartwell with a charity promo. Excellent by her. Cameron Grimes and Omos versus Pete Dunne and Apollo Crews. Who's going to come out on top here? Cameron Grimes and Omos pick up. Do you know what? I wouldn't mind them to have some sort of partnership. That would be quite a funny partnership. It does also start a rivalry. Becky Lynch with an excellent promo. Her popularity is through the roof. And R-Truth versus Brock Lesnar in a tables match for the WWE title. Who's going to come out on top? Brock Lesnar obviously comes out on top. It's against R-Truth. It's a great match, apparently. So our booking was good booking. You know, it started and ended well, but it's just the quality of matches needs to grow. But they will grow over time. It will grow over time. Obviously, we've only got a couple of things that went up. And then for Raw, they've got good booking as well. I think we might have nicked this, you know. I think our opener was just a tidge better to make us number 1 after week 1, which I wasn't expecting, I'm not gonna lie. Right, here we go. We're gonna check our stuff. Our show quality was pretty poor, but our match quality was okay. We gained 76,000 fans. We gained money, which was important. 40 grand as well, bear in mind, you know, we gained a lot from the promo, but you know, every little helps, eh? Our star bonuses weren't great either, but Gable and Otis are an incredible tag team for obvious reasons. It's Alpha Academy. Surprisingly, though, the New Day don't have don't work incredibly as a tag team, which is a shame. And Natalya is a natural at tables matches. That is good too. No, the rest of it, I'm pretty sure, is the classic waffle that you get. Just classic waffle that happens. We finished number 2. Are you joking? You're joking. We get free advertising booking for the future for finishing our commissioner goal. What made them so much better than us? 81,000 fans. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Maybe it was like due to the it was the promo. It was the promo that did it. Okay. Sure. Annoying, but sure. And then they gained a decent amount of money as well, but I think we've got more money overall than they do. And yeah, nothing special about their show notes, so nothing to rave about there for them. But they do finish number 1 at 5,000 difference. It's still very, very close. I'm not too concerned, but you can tell by the champions, right? You can tell that this is going to be an uphill battle because we don't have the stars necessarily. You know, You could argue, obviously, we could have put the titles on Randy Orton and Sasha Banks, but, you know, it's going to be a slog, this series. Right, we're just going to go through the emails before next week. We might raise some tension for next week. Make sure you're matching up superstars well. Yes, I know. I knew it was a mismatch. Even I said that. I knew it was a mismatch, but you might get a few more emails like that to me. I'm not happy losing my championship. As a former champion, I'm enacting my rematch clause. I want a championship match against Talia. Yep, that's absolutely fine, Naomi. You can get your title match. It doesn't bother me, because we can just do you two in a rivalry if we really have to. So yeah, that is it for the first episode of Tag Team Turmoil. Thank you for the support on the series so far, from my announcement video and on Twitter as well. I very much do appreciate it. I do love the fact that you guys are excited for this. Show your excitement by hitting that like button. It does just show me that you are looking forward to the rest of the series. And comment down below any other tag teams you want me to consider. Maybe you want me to consider DIY, and what legend tag teams do you want me to consider, because they will all pop up, and it's good to know which ones you guys want me to consider, and we can have those conversations in the comments section down below, and have those conversations with each other as well. And then we can build this into a powerhouse series that we want it to be. It's tag teams only. It's going to be very, very difficult. And yeah, if you're new here, please do subscribe so you do not miss an episode of this. And I shall see all of you in the next video. See ya! I really shouldn't have put the title on Naomi. That was one of my poorest decisions.